hopefully I can wrap this up in 30-ish minutes. 30, 45 minutes. I unfortunately don't think I'll get to sheep this evening. Pain. Very pausey and talkative this evening. Right. On that note, I think this is the right replay. I need to check real quick. Yep. Okay. Learning Peacock, have BNP, inconsistent in matches. Hey, you're learning it. I do be like that. We got 10 games. Let's see what's up. What is the story running? Spiral. We're using items very aggressively. Zoning pattern feels a little bit rigid. Okay. Double jump out, makes sense. No confirm. Your assist is getting beat up. Oh, for reset. Good anti-air, you didn't believe! I would be very careful about how much you're calling your assist, because it is so close to dead. Block. Dead. Goodbye half of Eliza's health. Pressing on incoming. No punish on lift launcher. Heavy counter hit. No. Do we got the full round? That was a draw. It's really easy to get excited there, but you have a lot of time after the jump heavy punch. This is most specifically for lights, but this kind of helps for consistency for everyone off of random stray hits. After you do that jump heavy punch and you air dash, do not cancel immediately into the jump light kick. Give it some time, let it delay a little bit. Practice it so you feel how much you can let it delay. Because it lets them fall further to the ground, it lets you drag them to the ground, and it makes the 2 medium kick afterwards catch them on the ground rather than in the air or whiff entirely. So it just helps make it a lot more consistent. A lot consistent. But it does look like we need to look up / practice our P zoning pattern a little bit more, because it's definitely feeling a bit uncomfy. It's a new character fan. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you can find better resources than me, like verbally walking through it, but the default P zoning is stand heavy punch. You need to make sure you're delaying for long enough so the projectile actually comes out. And then you do boxcar charge and Rekka into air show charge. So medium kick charge, heavy kick charge. And then Afterwards, you layer in H or M item, depending on how close they are through getting through your zoning. But getting into like a specific habit or rhythm is where you make getting through your zoning incredibly easy. So it's kind of like the start of getting comfy with P zoning is getting used to like a default volley of stand heavy punch and then Georges. And then you start reacting to how they're dealing with your zoning with item drops, which is a lot to keep track of, especially on a new character where you're kind of probably just looking at your character going, how the hell do I move around the screen? But just little introduction to the character, kind of. The way you're consistently using M item allows them to get a lot of space from full screen that they wouldn't normally get. So it's just a thing to be thinking about. Thinking a boot. Getting mixed. Getting hit by the DP assist. Good blocks. Patience. Jumps into the bypass. Good block. Good push block. Jump medium kick. Yeah. Stand medium punch as the anti-air. It's weird. I feel you. I think you were right there too with medium punch. Just held crouch for too long. Getting knowledge checked by Valentine, and if you don't know that's possible, it's scary. Didn't believe in your hit. Yeah, Argus. What? Yeah. A little bit of spaghetti. Okay, so... Okay, you swapped the order. So I won't talk about the Val, or the Eliza matchup all that much then. So, yeah. While this is going on, while they're blocking, you have all the time in the world to set up an L George, you could call M item, and then you could either use that to approach, or you could use that to buy further time to run further backwards, and then set up more zoning. And that's kind of just how zoning goes. You can either opt to be aggressive to try and catch them out, or you can opt to just take the space you have and make it harder for them to approach you. Very scared to deal anything with them here. If they're just hitting something above your head, L item. This is where L item, just, you swat them out of the sky, say stop that, leave my assist alone. You can also use this time to just run away underneath them while they're bullying your Eliza. So you trade a little bit more of your assist health to get yourself out of the corner and buy time to... or buy more space to run to the entirety of the other side of the map. But having people swinging above you is always going to be terrifying. An item runs forward. Okay, stuck in the corner. How do you deal with this? Okay, set up zoning. Teleport out. Very, very... It's one of the most committal escape options, is what I will say. It's not going to get punished all that often, especially if there are projectiles on screen, because it's kind of tight, and with other things going on, it's hard for people to keep track. But would encourage you not to make a habit of it. I haven't seen it consistently, so I'm not super worried about it. No. Still getting a little comfy character. You're getting there. You're starting to look for certain things.
Let's do this in one take. Showtime.
Pushing button trying to land on them. That landed on the DP assist. Mixed. Top low. Boop, 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 boop. Does this work? It does. Not all the damage, but it was enough. I saw you pressing jump medium kick a little earlier, Eliza. It's a good button, but if you're not doing things behind it to keep it safe, it is scary. And by behind it, I mean either using assist or in this case, like IAD jump medium kick, so you're land canceling it, so it's not out for very long. Trying to do it in spots where they can't contest it, because again, it's not a destroy. Nope. Do we have this route? Quite. Dash forward, press button. They were a little bit faster. Counter. Zoom zoning. That was the L item. Or maybe that was M item? I can't remember how close M gets to you. Going back to zoning. Really good reaction. Item, run at them again. Definitely would encourage you to think about putting H item in your rotation more. I don't think I've seen you use it once. Item is a phenomenal tool, but it does not help full screen zoning. It's the thing you do once you're like, they've gotten through the first volley and they're getting close enough where this is going to be a threat. Because otherwise you're kind of just giving them space to run at you. Also very reliant on M-Bang for neutral / defense. Oh. Do it again. Let's go. Yeah. There are conversions that you can get without doing that. You don't need to know them right now. It's unnecessary. Yeah. Definitely think the biggest thing for you for P is just kind of getting a feel for having a like regular rotation, and then you can go back to it and go, I've learned how to kind of adapt it a little bit more to mix it up if people are finding the hole in my first pattern, or you just like learn an entirely different one, even though they're all kind of just themes and variations. But yeah, it's a very important aspect to her kit that still feels a little uncomfortable, which, yeah, it happens. We're learning. Good blocks. Another thing that will very much so help your defense is getting a little bit more comfy with push blocks. Like that one we saw right before you got hit was good, but I would like to be seeing more of them because you're holding a lot of block strings that don't necessarily need to be hit. Running into the DP assist. So like, once you're thinking about push blocking a little bit more, things with a ton of block stun like this, you kind of just go, alright, push block immediately, get her off of me, I don't need to hold anything else afterwards. Yeah, no, she has a really good anti-air. So I've just been using it a little bit, but not consistently. Anti-airing in this game is scary, because while some of them are pretty good, they're not as like brain dead applicable as in some other games. It's not 6 LP, don't think. Just win game sort of deal. It's effort and timing needs to be put into it. Not a meaty incoming, so you got called out with a button. Me. It happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Don't know if I'll get through all 10 games, because I'm not entirely sure how much more there is for me to say, because I've kind of been repeating a lot of the same beats. We'll see if there's other things I haven't quite been catching. But oh, there's an H item. Yeah, H item is a really strong tool for you to be using. It's definitely something you could be looking to use a whole lot more in your repertoire. Good confirm. Yep. Just going back to my comment here. You have a ton of time. Delay a little bit helps this route so much more, because mid-screen, this is what happens. They don't get restood by this button, and they go flying. So your 2 medium kick now whiffs. In this case, they were mashing, so they just caught you, because they knew it was going to drop. And now you're dying. Just a small little thing to be considering if you're doing those air strings as Eliza. The more you play her, the more you'll see it. The more you'll kind of just get used to the random little bits, delays. Oh, that was the last game. Okay. Don't need to call it short because we got through everything. Did I really watch all 10? I guess I really wasn't pausing all that much. There wasn't big things for me to kind of go over. I might just tackle sheep. One of sheep set. It's already been 2 hours. And sheep sent large replays. One of them's 11 games. Oh wait, which one do they want looked at? Okay, no, they only want the shorter one looked at. Yeah, I'll just get through the backlog. Whatever. I do not know if you're in the Skullgirls Get Great server, but in there I have a channel, and pinned in that channel is a link to a Google form that is where I take submissions for this. For now. It's been a tentative setup, but it's been a tentative setup for like the better part of a year at this point. So I keep saying I'll do things, and then it doesn't actually end up going through. There's a channel specifically called VoD Review, and that's kind of dedicated to all of this. But I'll just do the sheep set now. Which one did they want me to? Sheep. So which one is 11? I think it's this one. Is it the first one I put in? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Not asking for anything in particular. Still doing Bomber 6 HP Spiral. Tossle, you're not getting a whole thing on a first aid. I'm sure you already knew that, but no. I got sidetracked. I'll have to do editing and post a little bit. Whoopsie daisies. As a wrap up to the last person for JoJo, like the biggest thing for me to tell you is you're learning new characters, and honestly, I feel like the best thing is just to get more playtime in. You'll get more comfortable with their buttons. You'll get more comfortable feeling out what you want to be pressing where. For like dedicated practice or thought towards what you're doing for P, I definitely think if you want to be looking for resources or figuring out what to be paying attention to, I would be paying attention to your zoning patterns. It's a massive part of her kit. It's a relatively low barrier of entry. Getting a basic zoning pattern helps you so much for that character. So getting something you're comfy just like throwing out willy-nilly that you don't even need to think about, like you could go to sleep and just do it. It's a great place to get started. Same thing for the Eliza, not necessarily about zoning patterns, but just getting a little bit more familiar with what buttons reach where, how far you're going, and then practicing the combos a little bit, because you said you weren't hitting the P combo in game. Again, it's a new combo, a new character, you're learning. Thumbs up, just more time, you'll get there. The Eliza, you have a consistent combo that works both mid-screen and corner. There's just a slight adjustment needed that will make it so much more consistent for you. And once you get that, I think you'll be golden. Yeah. That's wrapping up the last one.